Hi guys, and happy Saturday. Today is Saturday, June 25th, and I'm going to show you a fun fold now. Some of these are using old retired DSPs because you know me, I love using up old DSP, but this is a easel card. So now the original one, I took these measurements off of Dawn Griffith, and I liked it, but I wanted it to stand up more. So I decided to make my own measurements where I made this part where this tucks into wider so it stands up more. So then it's kind of like that. So either way is good, but I'm going to show you with my measurements here. And then of course you have your little piece inside there. So this is using retired DSP. This is using the new, is it Butterfly and Wishes, Butterfly Kisses. Let me come over here and take a look. Butterfly Kisses. But I'm going to use something different today. And I'm going to kind of leave this, I'm going to put this over here. So hopefully you can, let's see, maybe over here will be better. You may not be able to see that, but I am going to say what the measurements are, just so you can get it all down. Okay, we're going to be using Mossy Meadow, Sahara Sand, and DSP from the Happy Forest Friends. Now, I'm not so much into the cutesy, so that's why I decided that I was going to go ahead and use this for this card. I'm not going to use anything with the animals in it, but I will be using this lovely pattern here. It makes me think of fall already, and when it's 100 degrees out or the heat index is 100 degrees, you want to think of fall already, even though summer has just begun. Okay, so your main card base is going to be 4 1/4 by 11. So let's go to the 4 1/4 by 11. Now you can make 2 cards at the same time. I'm going to leave this where I'm going to use this for one of my layers. Okay, so then at this 4 1/4, then you're going to do some scoring. Your first score is going to be at 5 1/2. So that's your regular card size. Then you're going to go to 6 3/4. And then 8 7/8. Let me get that right there. Okay, let me flip this around so I can get to one of my phone folders. Oh my goodness, I'm hitting things all over the place. Okay, so I like folding it both ways because you really want it to be flexible. So it really stands out good. All right. Back and forth, and then that's the main fold, and I'm just going to do that the one time. But you want these 2 folds to be really flexible, so it really moves. All right, so that is your card base. Set that aside for right now. I don't need that arm anymore. Now we're going to do some cutting, okay? So, the other thing we're going to do, sorry, forgot about this, is you're also going to go ahead and cut this into a point. Now the way I like doing this, since this is 4 1/4, 2 1/8 is a halfway there. I'm going to bring my cutter all the way up. I'm going to go to 2 1/8. And what I like to do, you can make a mark if you want to. I like just, you can feel when it hits cardstock. So it's just making it the littlest of tiny, I don't even know if you can see, a little cut there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that little cut. You know what? I think I need to turn my light up just a little bit. There. So you have that little notch right there. So I'm going to put that notch, and maybe I'll do it just a little bit more, just so you can see. So I can just feel it hitting the card. So now I have a little bit more of a notch. You can see it there. So I'm going to lay that notch in the channel and then move the card up so that first score line hits. And I'm going to cut that. And then, again, get that point right in there. Get that where that meets that first score line, and there you have your little, I would call it like a arrow, but it's not. It's going to be an arrow eventually. Okay, so we cut that out. So now we're going to cut our layers. Now, in the designer paper, no, let's do our cardstock first. Now, on these, I use the basic white. Okay, it's just whatever you decide to layer with is what I would also make your square there. So let's start with our layer, and we're going to do our cut at 4, and then we're going to do 1 1/8, 2 inches, 2 3/4. All right, and then you're going to notice you have enough left here that you're going to do a 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So 2 3/4, you have very little left, and 2 3/4. You can use that later if you want to. Both of those pieces for greetings if you want. All right, so then we have these 3, and you know what? Yes, that's right. Then out of your piece you have left here, or a scrap, you're going to do a 3 by 3 square. All right. Now we're going to go to the designer paper. So you have these 4 pieces in your, what you would call your layer color, or your sentiment layer. And then you're going to have one in the same color cardstock that's going to go here. All right. Hopefully you could see that. All right, so let's put this over here for now. Now we're going to go to the designer paper. If it's directional, you want to make sure that you cut it the right way. You know, so it's going up and down. So you'd want, if it was directional, you'd want to make your 3 7/8 cut this way. So you'd go like this. But since it's not directional, we're not going to worry about it. You're going to do 3 7/8. It's going to be your length on all of these. And that's because, remember, these were all cut at 4. So 3 7/8. Let's go to that mark. And then we're going to do a 1 inch, 1 7/8, and 1 3/8. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these all down on our coordinating. So you're going to see, I think I cut something wrong. Let me think about this. Did I say that right? There's, that one is fine. I think I wrote down something wrong. So that one is fine for the layer. This one is fine for the layer. This one, I cut this one. Oh, you know what? Because this is, I'm getting very confused now. Yes, I cut this one way too big. This one is supposed to be, I said 2 3/4, and that looks right, but it's not right. So that should really be, oh, that one is 2 by 4. Oh, you know what I did? I was going down here. Wrong. 1 1/8, 2, and 1 1/2. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Because this is, no, that is your 2. All right, I'm really getting confused now, guys. Oh, you know what? These were Dawn's measurements. Remember, I'm making this one longer here. Okay. So what I did there was I actually was going to make this be 1 1/2. All right, so you had 1.5, 1 1/8, and 2. I don't know how I did that, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness, there we go. So yeah, and I did write it down that way. So 1 1/8 by 4, so that's this here. 2 by 4, that's this here, and 1.5. I think I looked at this 2 3/4 and thought it was a 4, so cover that up. That should be down here further, underneath this layer. All right. Now it's going to work, people. Let me get my stamp and seal before I do much more wrong. And let me go ahead, kind of put that in the corner so I can kind of figure out how I want that layer to look. All right. You guys aren't going to believe this. After last week's video, I don't know what happened to my silicone mat. I still have my one for my mirror technique that I don't use, but I can't find the other one. So guess what? I had to place an order, which still hasn't shipped. All right, there was free shipping on Tuesday, and I ordered like at 5 in the morning, and it said 1 to 4 days to ship, which means all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday, all day Thursday, all day Friday. It should have shipped today. Guess what? It didn't. I'm getting a little aggravated with their times. I wish they would just not even post the picking days, because you get your hopes up, and if you plan classes around that, then you just get disappointed because it doesn't come when you think it's going to. So that's my little gripe. This is the second time it's happened, and I'm just getting a little tired of it, but you know, it means business is good, and that's all that matters. Lots of happy people getting their free shipping on their orders. All right, so let's go ahead and put this layer there. And then this layer goes here. Now, if you're using something like, let's say, if you're using the New Horizons paper that's going to be retiring soon from the mini catalog, you'd want to keep it in the same order. I didn't keep this in the same order. It doesn't matter. All right, so here is that 3 by 3 square. I'm going to go ahead, and you're going to, oh no, wrong, Roxy, wrong. I do this every time. Every time I do it. You only want it. Oh my goodness. And it's because I'm talking. And because, you know, you just love it when I make mistakes, people. I know you do. Because I love it when I make mistakes. Because it shows that even if you've been stamping for 20 plus some years, you still can make mistakes. All right. So you're only going to put it on half, because you don't want that stuck down there. You're putting it on this half, and you're going to line it up with that cut you made. By putting it on half, see how that will still flip up. All right, I think I got all the moisture there. And if not, you can always take, we're getting the embossing buddy back. You can always take your embossing buddy and run it there. Or if you want, you could always put a piece of designer paper under there. And then on this, go over here, we're going to pop this up. So again, when you're putting it on there, only put it on this half from here over on the bottom. Okay. Throw those away. You're going to put this down. This is just popped up. So now this is going to be like that. You're going to measure here, depending on how big you made this. Usually it's going to be a little under, yes, 3.5 by 4 is a good measurement on that. So since I messed up my cutting, I'm not going to have a 3.5, 4 to use. So let me just go ahead and grab the other half of this. 3.5 by 4. Let's figure out if I'm going to stamp anything on that before I put it down. All right. So I have these two pieces. Let me go over here, see what I want to use. Let's see. Oh my goodness. So many to choose from. What do I want to do? Let's do amazing silhouettes. How about that? Because we have some of this, so that'll look nice on there. Look, I haven't even mounted it yet, which means, oh no, I might have edges. We'll hope that I don't get edges. All right, and I rearranged my blocks down here, so I have to get used to where I now have them. All right, and let's go ahead and use that Mossy Meadow again. Come over here and grab Mossy Meadow. There we go. Let me go ahead, put it down a little bit more. Make sure I have, oh, see, now I got an edge. So I'm going to be very careful not to press and rock. All right. Let's go ahead and put some tape on there. If you want to put a ribbon around there or whatever first, you would. Go ahead and mount it like that. This is going to be our inside piece. So let's go ahead and find a nice phrase to use. Let's see. I'm looking for a big phrase. Oh my goodness. Should have had these all thought out. Yeah, as you can tell, I wasn't very prepared this morning. All right, let me go here. So I have to figure out how I rearranged my blocks over there, and I don't think I like how I rearranged them. All right. Now I should have my piercing mat underneath here, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to wing it and hope for the best. Let's look, here's that score line. And there you are. So there, it'll lay flat in the envelope, but when they get it, then you can go ahead and have it just like that for a little pop-up easel look. All right, thanks a lot, guys, and have a great day.